So what we have here is the Guardian by the company Alexa. That's with an E, E-L-E-X-A. You may recognize this somewhat because it is another water main shutoff made by the same company as the Dome products. I did a video of the Dome water main shutoff. You can check that video up here. The Dome water main shutoff works with SmartThings as well as other smart home hubs, whereas this one, what sets it apart is it is completely standalone, and that is really exciting, and I'll tell you why here in just a little bit. What's up guys, it's Drew from Taylor Tech, and on this channel we do smart home tech reviews, installations, and DIY guides. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And hey, at any time, check out the video description for show notes and product links for everything mentioned in this video. Now the Dome products, I'm not going to get much into that right now. It's all in that other video I mentioned before. You hook that up with SmartThings, for example, and then you hook up other water leak sensors. Dome also has water leak sensors, or SmartThings water leak, or whatever you have in your setup already, and then that all goes through the SmartThings hub and alerts you through Smart Home Monitor. Whereas this one is standalone. And why that is so exciting for me is because it brings the leak and the water main shutoff to the average consumer. I think smart home products are still at the point where a lot of people can't grasp the concept of Z-Wave and Zigbee and all the other variations of protocols and this and that. Some people just don't want to grasp the concept. But if I were to give this to someone and say, everything is in this box that you need to prevent water damage, I think they might just open up this box and set it up without really thinking twice. That's why I think it's one of the best gift ideas of 2018. You give your family or whoever the peace of mind and security of having this water main shut off in case of a leak without the headache of having to deal with the SmartThings hub or whatever else at the same time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box. Now this will be just an unboxing and initial impressions. I will have a full-length video review and setup in another video, possibly at someone else's house that doesn't already have a water main controller. I already do, as you saw in the past video. So, detects leaks and floods. Place the water detectors around your home to monitor for leaks from appliances, fixtures, floods, and the detectors have a 15-year battery life. Wow, okay. So there's the leak detectors themselves. And here's the water main shutoff. It clamps onto your pipes already. You don't even need hose clamps, it looks like the Dome one. It just snaps, you tighten it, and it looks like it's ready to go. Configure the app in minutes for remote control and leak notifications. Monitor for earthquakes, flash floods, and plumbing failures. So in the box you get the controller, you get 3 water detectors and 2 probes, which are extensions of the water detectors. So minimum requirements: 4.5-inch clearance before and after the valve, 3.5-inch clearance above the valve, power outlet within 10 foot of the valve or extension cord, iOS or Android. So this next requirement it also gets my interest. It says Wi-Fi with internet access for remote notifications and control only. So you don't even have to hook this up to your internet. This will work all within its own system. This is only for remote notifications, which obviously you would want. But if someone is leery about hooking these kind of devices up to the internet, I know a few of them, they don't even have to do that. They could just install this and you're good to go. And everything is splash and humidity resistant, and it is for indoor use only. Works on any quarter turned metal ball valve from 1/2 inch to 1 inch, which I think would cover most households that I know of. And you've got a 1-year warranty. Alright, here's your setup guide. You have your 3 leak sensors right on top here. I'm actually going to leave them just like that. Take a look at those in just a little bit. And you've got your 2 remote probes. And here is the water main controller itself. Oh, it's definitely heavy, which is always good. Okay, it just says get the Guardian app. It's got a pin number here. It's like it's pretty easy to set up. You've got your power cable and your power brick. Okay, so the leak sensors itself, it says put water on sensor to activate device. So that's probably just to kind of wake it up. If you do want to use a remote sensor, if this device won't fit, say, underneath a dishwasher or something like that, you can go ahead and use one of these remote sensors, plug it into the back of the device itself, and then this little guy would go under your dishwasher or whatever. It's got 4 sensors on either side, so 2 of those 4 get tripped, it will go ahead and set off the notification. And on the bottom we've got 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here, so I would imagine if any 2 of those get tripped, it will also set it off. Or what's cool about this design is if water drips on any part of this at all, it will drip down into the actual contacts there and set off your alarm. And that will obviously send the signal to the main device here and go ahead and turn off your water valve after you set that up in the app. Now, I do want to mention that there is another product that can be added onto this system, which is actually a bridge. And what the bridge allows you to do is actually set this up with your SmartThings hub or other hub that you have. Like I said, it's all standalone, but if you do want to integrate this into your smart home setup, you can do that with an optional accessory called the bridge, which is another nice addition. Alright, so looking at the setup instructions, we can actually add a backup battery into the back here, which is very nice because a lot of times if you have some kind of plumbing failure or flash flood or whatever, sometimes your power goes out. And you can also add one of your remote probes to the back of this and use it as its own leak detector, say next to your water main. So once again, another nice addition. Now, Alexa did send this product out free of charge for me to review, but like everything else, these are all my own opinions and this review is non-biased. But they also sent out this little 3/4 inch main water line example pipe for me to use to show you guys how it works. Like I said, this is just the initial unboxing and initial thoughts on this product. The first step it actually tells me to do is close my valve. So it is closed. Align the fork with the handle, so just like this. Push down the valve controller, tighten the clamps while holding it down. Oh, so there's a little spring in here, so that's helpful. Go ahead and close that clamp, close this clamp. Check if the valve controller is facing the right direction. It is telling me to have the Guardian on this side, which it is. Make sure the forks are aligned correctly with the valve handle, and it is. And optional is to plug in one of these remote sensors, which I did. Okay, connect the power supply to the valve controller and plug it in. And it's got a little waterproof connector on here, which is nice. So we are plugged in and we've got some LEDs flashing on top. Download the app and follow the on-screen instructions to finish setting up the valve controller. Jumping into the Google Play Store, I'll search for Guardian by Alexa. There it is. Access this location. Okay, I'll put in my email. Next. Confirm. I'll make a password. Terms of service, of course you want to read that over. Now it's asking if the valve controller is installed. Yes, it is. Please connect to the Guardian hotspot. So what it's doing is it's broadcasting its own hotspot. Just found it. It's called Guardian 3AC8. It's connected. Of course, it's not going to have internet. Okay, so I just had a little bit of a hiccup on my phone with this app. Every time I went to go ahead and enter my Wi-Fi information to allow this to connect to my network, it then brought up a box for my location. As soon as I clicked on the box to allow it to access my location, it just reset the app completely, even though this appeared to be hooked up with the 2 solid green lights there. But the app would just start over and ask me to continuously re-add the Guardian back into my network and set up the whole and go through the whole setup process again. After a few more tries, I went ahead and tried my wife's phone, which is why I have it here, and it actually worked the first time. So I have the Pixel 2 XL, and for whatever reason, maybe a setting I have on my phone, it did not work. Maybe it's just not compatible with my phone, who knows. But my wife has a Samsung Galaxy Note 9 and it worked the first time. So just maybe something to keep in mind. So anyway, I have my location on the screen here. It's obviously blurred out. I will save that and it says, good job, you configured your valve controller. Exit setup. I was so close on my phone, it just didn't work out. The first thing I'm going to do is go into devices and see if there's an update. I'll go into settings and click on the firmware version, and there is an update, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so after the software update, a valve calibration comes up, so let's go ahead and calibrate. Now one thing I noticed when it is calibrating, it's a nice feature, is when it does open fully or close fully, it actually corrects itself back about a degree or two in order to center itself, so it's not putting any pressure on the valve when it's open or closed. So that's definitely a nice touch. Alright, so we are up to date here. Let's go back here and check everything out again. We are online. Our sensor that is connected to the actual controller itself is saying dry, and the temperature apparently is way off. It's saying it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That is not the case in here. I'm not sure where the temperature sensor is on this thing, but that's definitely way off. Okay, so we can look at our recent activity and we can add some new devices. So we're going to need to go ahead and add these sensors. So it says to put a little bit of water on the top of this to activate it. I'm going to move this off to the side a little bit. Alright, so I got a little bit of water here. There we go. It is beeping. Yes, I put water. Enter leak detector pin. So it does say pin. This pin is DD5C. DD5C. Next. It says shake it to wake it up. Okay. Alright, there we go. Interesting way of adding it. So you can put these in obviously a lot of different scenarios, whatever works better for you. There's some examples in the directions. A toilet, a washing machine, a water heater, garbage disposal, air conditioner unit, sump pump, floor drains, refrigerator, basement doors and windows, and sink drains. So whatever may work best for you. I'm just going to click basement for this one. We are monitoring, let's say, the sump pump. Like I said, this is not actually going to stay in my house. I'm hoping to find a friend or family that can use this system because I already have leak sensors and a main drain controller. So I'm just kind of setting this up real quick. Yes, we would like to add another one. We'll go through this really quick. Alright, so we've got all three of our leak sensors detected here. Checking all devices. So we've got our three sensors and our valve controller. Everything's looking great. Our temperatures on the controllers are all a little bit more accurate. It's probably more like 67 or so down here in the basement, but I don't think we're really using this to monitor temperature anyway. If we do take a quick look at the little extension on the Guardian itself, let's go ahead and test that one out. I have a little puddle here from my setup. Let's see if we can set that down and add a little bit more. There we go. Alright, so as you can hear, it is going crazy because the sensor itself picked it up. And these can be added. They give you another one in the box. They can be added onto any one of these to fit underneath a washing machine or a dishwasher or something like that the big one won't fit under. One more thing about these sensors that I had no idea is the fact that they have some ridiculous range. Range is always an issue with wireless devices, whether that be Zigbee, Z-Wave, or Wi-Fi. They advertise these will work up to 1,000 feet away. Yeah, 1,000. Z-Wave Plus ain't got nothing on that. I mean, I don't know what kind of protocol they're using. 1,000 feet is just ridiculous. That's like a city block away. So I'm definitely going to be testing that in the full review. I'm probably going to, I don't know, put it in a neighbor's house and see if that is actually true. Another thing that I just noticed is that when one of these gets moved, it beeps a little bit and it actually tells you in the app that it was moved. So that's a nice little touch. As you can see, just popped up that the bathtub was moved. There's a few more options in here. I'm not going to get too far into it because, like I said, I am going to be setting this up elsewhere with another video of a more full review. Alright, so with the valve back open, let's go ahead and test one of these in a puddle of water to see if it will close the valve. Alright. That's annoying. Hush. Okay. I guess it's good that it's annoying, but nevertheless, seems that when it's automatically set up to when any one of these detect water, it will automatically close the valve. And you can reopen the valve either from the app itself by going to Devices, Valve Controller, and click the valve back on here, or you can push the button, but most people aren't going to be by their main shutoff to reopen it, so I'll just do it in the app. And go ahead and open back up for us. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but that is actually coming from the rubber on the valve itself rubbing up against the bottom of the Guardian. I'm sure that can be adjusted in some kind of way. Very exciting product. Like I said, probably one of the better gift ideas of the year. It's kind of on the expensive side. I think it's $3.99 right now. I'll post the current price up there. But the fact that it's standalone is just the best part. I've already set everything up. I haven't had to add this to any other kind of hub or anything like that. So keep that in mind if you are planning on getting this for someone else. It's really simple to set up, and those that may be afraid of the hubs and other connected devices shouldn't really be afraid of something like this. Stay tuned for the full review and setup in an actual home. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.